My name is Tyler Smith. I'm a transportation planner with Public Realm and Street Activation at the Portland Bureau of Transportation. And I'm here because I was asked by Jonathan to come speak about block parties, but I also thought it'd be a great opportunity to talk about everything Public Realm and Street Activation offers. So I kind of adapted this lookbook that I've been working on, very early edition. So this is like, I think you're the first group to actually get to really see this. And it's called a guide to doing cool stuff in the right of way. I wanted to use more of an expletive there instead of stuff, but you know, we're government, so we gotta be generally professional. Next slide. That's Hawthorne Plaza if you haven't been there. Has anyone been to Hawthorne, Heart of Hawthorne? Yeah, so our team is called Public Realm and Street Activation. Public Realm is the parks, but it's also the street. And the street is our biggest public space. It makes up about 20% of Portland's land area, 5,000 lane miles. And so we're in a really unique position to reimagine our streets into a place for gathering, connection, to support neighborhoods, to support businesses, to support community. So we work with the community. We pretty much are the people that really just kind of help the community do what they want to do. I always say, like with our plazas, for example, we're not the gardeners, but we make the garden bed and we support you and maybe have some advice over what makes a good garden grow. So yeah, we have different programs like plazas, block parties, street murals, public art. And I just want you to all be aware of all of these options that are available to you and also take some questions and start some conversations. So you can go ahead, next slide. Yeah, first I'm going to talk about some installations, street paintings like this. This is actually an 1/8 of a mile street painting that happened out in 132nd place. And it was done to bring awareness to gun violence and street racing that was happening there. And it was all through a Bloomberg Asphalt Initiative grant. I heard that Southeast Uplift has grants for community stuff. So I don't know, maybe check that out. Let's keep going. So street plazas. In fact, I can just hit the button if you want. Yeah, okay. There's just going to be a lot of next slides. I'll try to
anticipate.
So, okay. So street plazas are our most popular program. Yeah, this also wasn't made to be a PowerPoint. It's made to be a little booklet for you all. And maybe I can send it to you if you want to review it later. So our street plazas are probably our flagship program. They're very visible, they're very popular, and they're there for long periods of time. Though we've had some plazas that have existed from before COVID, like St. John's Plaza since 1978. Our program really did not exist until post-COVID. And it was an opportunity for businesses to take over the street, like Rainbow Road, where Crema is. But as things kind of chilled out with COVID, it was an opportunity to scale that back, still make space for businesses, but also make sure that we're serving everybody and providing public space for activities. Street paintings is another great opportunity to enliven your neighborhood. It's a very low-hanging fruit. Plazas are an initiative that takes time. You need to have a good proposal. You need to show the momentum. And sometimes a plaza can start with just a street painting. These are designs done by the community. Communities put together a call for artists, a design contest. We've had them designed by students. And this can be a great opportunity to paint the streets. There's discounts for paints. Greg over there has led the street painting program since it started, and 176 street paintings. So he can guide you through that process if it's something you're interested in doing. Public art. So we also help get public art in the right of way. That can look like things like Winter Light Festival. And so there's actually a call for art in plazas. I know you don't have a plaza in this area, but if you do know artists that are looking for like a $10,000 commission to do an art project in a public space, please let them know about the call for art in plazas. Parking day is another one, maybe not as applicable to you all, but it's a global holiday, 3rd September, where you can close one parking lane to do a cool little, what's called a parklet. So that's the plan words, parking day. So great opportunity to do something small and reimagine what a parking space could look like. Next one, adopt a landscape. If there's some green spaces, it's not always easy to tell what belongs to who. But if there is a green space that belongs to PBOT, or if you're curious and want to know if it belongs to PBOT, there is the Adopt a Landscape program, and you can do some landscaping, community gardens, lots of different opportunities there. Events. So we have lots of different events that range from all kinds of things. There's plaza reservations. So if you have a plaza, or if you want to use Mount Scott Arletta, the Arletta Triangle Square Plaza, it's a great one. And if you're curious about plazas, you should talk to Matthew from Southeast Uplift, because he really does a great job leading that space with the community. But plaza reservations are really easy to do an event there. They're free. And very simple to put together. Community events are larger. I'm sure there's some community events that happen in Woodstock. Is there particularly larger events that you do in Woodstock, like where you close down the entirety of the street? Or
we haven't had that in the
yeah,
time,
the garden.
She's doing it this weekend.
Yeah, the garden. So so did you go through the community event permit process? Was it pretty simple overall? Okay, so I will say I don't do the community event permits. It is a little bit more complicated than some of our other things. Street painting's a lot easier. Community events, we always love feedback, so you can always talk to, did you work with Sal or Rod?
It's just a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
It really eats on the imposter syndrome.
Yeah, feel that. So you could also think about, I'm going to talk about block parties in a minute. Some smaller events, if they're done more in like the neighborhood and away from, say, Woodstock, you could even do a block party. I've seen block parties where they've done like clothing swaps and seed swaps and have neighborhood emergency training. Could be a little bit of an easier lift depending on the magnitude of what you're trying to do. So that's just a suggestion. But we do have community events like St. John's Bazaar is a bigger one, last Thursday, first Thursday.
We do put on the with Portland Parks and Rec summer free for all. So we do that at
the
park.
Okay,
which
great.
is a little bit different.
Yeah, a little different. I think our permits are often cheaper than parks. No offense to parks, but it's okay. Different departments. So block parties, I was just speaking about block parties. It's our most popular program. Anyone can do a block party. It's super easy. You're closing down neighborhood streets. As long as you're not abutting a like busier street like Woodstock, really, it's like a 5-minute permit. It's far less complicated. It's free. And you can close it down just by putting like city trash cans on either side and a road close sign. It's a very easy program. And I would love to like answer any questions about that. You can apply 15 days in advance. When I'm not swamped with block party permits, I can get it done in like 10 minutes. So it can be very fast and easy, just recognizing high season. We get a lot in the summer. Thank you. Yeah.
Block on 44th.
Oh, 44th and
Between Steel and
have you done one? Have you done one this year? Have you done an application? Okay, well, I'll keep an eye out for it. They'll be training an intern to take over, but I'll be supervising them. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. There's like a few rules, like not selling things, but overall, great opportunity for the community and also a very low-hanging fruit. And you can also pair it with street painting. So if you want to do a street painting block party combo, that is an option available. Play streets is another thing that we do, and this is the opportunity to close down the streets for kids of all ages to play. We bring a trailer full of games. We bring the barricades so you don't have to get them. And it's a great opportunity. It's a recurring summer event. We usually work with community organizations, especially in areas that lack play spaces. But also if you want a play streets trailer at your community event or other things, you can always reach out about that too. Last is signage. We also do some signage work. Next. So signage could just be like banners on poles. It could be decals, cross street banners if you're having like a large Woodstock Street Festival. So there's so many little tiny programs that are within our group that we do. And sometimes we're having to create new programs because people have new asks that we haven't done before. And working in government, we're kind of the people that are trying to create new policies or find new ways to say yes to the community. You know, we had last year, someone wanted to do a community event in a tunnel at Rocky Butte. And we had to ask our traffic engineer, and our traffic engineer is like, "You want to do what?" And so we managed to make it happen with the Rocky Butte, and it was great. So, and this year the Vista Bridge is celebrating their centennial. They want to do an event on the Vista Bridge, and we need to figure out how many people can safely be on that bridge without, causing structural challenges, to say the least. So we just want to make sure that community events and whatever you're doing is safe and successful. So that's, I think, pretty much everything. So once again, my name's Tyler. I'm down to take questions. And if you're interested, you can scan the QR code about plazas and all of our other programs. They kind of exist on 2 different web pages. But yeah, anything that you might be interested in would be on either of those 2. So I just was wondering if anyone has any questions. Yes.
Sundays Parkways, is that run by PBOT?
Yeah, it is run by PBOT. They have their own. How do you get it here? Okay, so I would reach out to them. They have I think the capacity to do about 4 of them a year, and they generally stick with the same route a few years in a row before they rotate, just because the lift of organizing those closures, like you saw how hard it was to do a community event. Imagine doing a multi-block, official, legal, by the book pedalpalooza with multiple vendors and whatnot. But they do rotate. I know there's a lot of focus on Outer East Portland is one place where where the program will stay, because they're really trying to increase safety and awareness of biking within Outer East Portland. But it's very likely that in time it will come through Woodstock, and I don't know if that takes some level of advocacy, but
they're adding neighborhood greenways in the next few years in our area, and I bet when those are connected, then it will be back in some of these two kind of highlight.
Yes. That was one thing that I was going to add is, they often will do it with the new infrastructure. I know when 72nd and Mason got their new Greenway, that's also where we got a new plaza as well, Roseway Plaza. They ended up doing their event there last year. So other questions?
Block parties, there can't be any, so I think what I found was the took street in the community event permit block parties was mainly no vendors there, there's no money exchange for block parties, correct?
Yeah. There's no vending, and generally there's not supposed to be alcohol. I know people drink alcohol at the parks. People drink alcohol on the street. As a government employee, I have to tell you, you shouldn't, but I'm sure anyone in parks would say the same. But that's the main thing. Do people do it? Probably. But we have 800 or 900 block parties every year. So they're all over the place. They're happening. And some people do block parties without doing permits, but we would like at least to know about it and help people make sure they're closing their streets safely to avoid, potential dangerous situations or conflicts with neighbors or other situations.
And then the help with the signage, is there, how much does that cost?
It varies. I'm not too aware of the cost of signage programs. Sometimes there is the opportunity to work with PBOT to adopt a sign, and it's called sign donation. Yes, you donate a sign, and it's maintained by the neighborhood or whoever, but it becomes like part of PBOT's inventory, so that we know it's there, we know it's structurally safe. But it becomes like a signed donation. So I think it's something that the neighborhood would pay for. I think that the permit does not cost anything. I know encroachments also, which would be like putting out a bench or other things, is also a free permit. It's just community events in general, cost money. Street paintings, you'd have to fund the paint or find grant funding for those kind of things. Yes.
The banners for the streetlight poles, do you know so it said in the slide that it's for special events. Are they limited to special events, or can you have them put up most of the year?
Yeah. So the banners on the streetlight poles, I've seen them stay up for longer periods of time, like Central East Side Industrial has them. So yes, it can be up for longer. Usually it's the cross street banners that are temporary, for an event. Having things across the street can be like a challenge, and fire doesn't like it because of heights and things like that for safety.
Because we used to have those in this neighborhood,
Mhm.
and it was something that was done through the business association, but there were a lot of issues with who made the banners and the permits that we had to get for the brackets to go on the thing, and then they ended up getting thrashed by weather.
Mhm.
So if that's something that we could do through you guys, that
Mhm.
might be something that we could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely something. Yeah, our my teammate Izzy works on all of those small little projects, and he works on adopt a landscape, signage, encroachments. So he is the one that knows everything about those. So I would be happy to connect you. I did bring my business card.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's tyler.smith@portlandoregon.gov. Oh, yeah. Here, could you just hand me the whole stack and I'll just leave it at the front? I want to make sure I'm not taking up any more time though.
Yeah, thanks.
Are we, how am I doing on time? It's pretty much time's up. So any other questions? Any questions from online?
I haven't seen anybody online yet. ask
Okay.
anything. I've been monitoring.
Well, I encourage you to check out these programs. My business card's up here. You can email if you have any other interests. Once again, it seems like one of the goals within your charter is to enhance the livability of your community. And I think these can be great ways to do it. I really appreciate you doing the work of making that community event happen. And I've never had to do a community event permit myself on that side. And I've never also permitted one. I know it is more challenging than block parties. So thank you for what you do. I appreciate that.
Well, I'm hoping that I started at the tavern.
And maybe you can be the wise one that knows the process and can help other people through it. And yeah.
And we still have you for 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. I'm an event organizer in my spare time. I do more nightlife DJ events and other things like that. So I know it can be complicated getting fire permits and all of those things. And I've been through it. And it's just like working with government,
Did Play Streets have a cost? I didn't see.
Play Streets. So if you work directly with Play Streets, they are always looking for partners. They provide those materials for free, I believe. If you're just wanting the trailer, I think that there is a fee for the trailer. I do not remember what that is. But once again, if you were to reach out and you have interest in that, I could connect you with Sam Hobson, who is our Play Streets lead. And she's awesome and super fun to work with, and would be able to help you.
And Jess says, Tyler is so great to work with to plan a block party! ! Truly did approve our application less than a day last year.
Yeah, I can't promise that though all the
Aaron
time.
Aaron asked, is there a way to see where current Adopt a Landscape places are?
Ooh, oh man, let me think about where some of our Adopt a Landscapes are. Can you go down to the next one? I'm trying to think of, what is this one? This one's Boise Elliott neighborhood. I'm trying to recall where they're all over, and sometimes there's little small parcels. It's not so much my program, so I don't have as much awareness, but are you aware of one?
No, I was going to suggest we have Multnomah County, the city, we have big map programs, and we could probably put something on a map if we were to work with our mapping individuals.
Yeah, we have a mapping program for all of our permitting, so we know where all the block parties, we know where all the community events, and we know where all the Adopt a Landscape is. It's called GeoCortex, more than you need to know, but it is mapped out there, just like our plazas are mapped. But it is a great program. It does require a commitment, a stewardship commitment agreement. So that does mean regularly keeping it nice as a community, but that's just a great way to bring people together and use that space.